Number one, what we have noticed so far is that you just don't do enough damage. Why? Because you play overly defensive. You let people have the space. They click W, you're not the one clicking W. Even when you use your bubbles, you're clicking S and not W. You know, you're playing a little bit too scared. So let me see your profile here.
Yeah, let's go here. And do you want just this current season, or do you want the whole picture?
I would like to see the last season and this season. So this season, I see Zarya, Orisa, Ramatra. Okay.
Yep. And then season 15 was Zarya, Sigma, Diva.
Okay, so you kind of have what I like to call a rainbow profile. It shows a lot of characters, even though you don't necessarily play a lot of hours, but you split between too many heroes that fundamentally they play the same, but it's very difficult to understand the game fundamentally when you constantly switch between heroes that work differently. So what I mean by that is that Zarya is a very immobile hero, right? Which means that when you're immobile, you can't compensate for things with mobility. So with Diva, like if you're in danger, you can fly out. With Zarya, you don't have the luxury.
Right.
And that means that you'll have to learn, well, in short, better positioning, how to distance yourself better, how to use cover better, etc., right? And the problem between swapping between many characters, what ends up happening is that you are now focusing a lot on how the characters play rather than how the game plays fundamentally. So my general tip for people is to pick, for me, it was one tricking was a very, very good way to climb.
Yeah, that was how it was for me with BAP.
Yeah, people look at one tricking as something that is bad. Now with the hero bans, I can understand the point that maybe you want to have a second character in your hero pool. But for the most part, one tricking is really good because what ends up happening is that you actually learn how to play the game. It's not like if you play Zarya and you hit GM with Zarya and you pick Diva, for the first time, you're going to be bronze on Diva. No, you won't, because you understand how the game works fundamentally. You understand how to position, when to attack, when to engage, when to disengage, how to use your cooldowns. And learning a character takes a very, very short time. We're talking like a few hours to learn the character and how it works exactly, how much the matrix works, like how long is the matrix, how long is the flight, what are the cooldowns. These like maybe 5 hours, 4 hours on the character, and you'll become an expert. But learning the game takes a very long time sometimes. And in order for you to learn the game to the best way possible, you want to stick to at least as least characters as possible. So since Zarya is your play, I think Zarya generally is a phenomenal choice. If Zarya is banned, you're like, okay, what do I want to play when Zarya is banned? What do you usually play when Zarya is banned?
If Zarya is banned, I default to Ramatra almost every time.
Okay, but let me ask you. Let's say you play like a Gibraltar, Watchpoint Gibraltar. Do you pick Ramatra or Zarya?
If I play Watchpoint right now, I play Diva.
Why is that?
High ground control. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Just being able to get up there.
Yeah, I mean, your answer on paper is correct, right? High ground, Diva can fly, right?
Sure.
But translation, it's very difficult for me to control the high ground with Zarya, so let me swap to something that is easier.
Sure, that's a good point.
Right, so so the short answer is that you're quote-unquote taking the easy way out. So when you take the easy way out, you're taking away the best opportunity for you to learn.
Okay,
if you manage to play Zarya on Watchpoint Gibraltar, you're able to play it on any map.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So send me, like you said, you wanted to send me a specific code. Why did you choose that code specifically, out of curiosity?
It was a close game, and I feel like it was close and that I could have been the difference and won it, but I wasn't, so I want to see where I could have done better, because I know I could have.
So again, we're going to do the boring stuff, and I don't want to dwell too long on the VOD review itself. I just want to point out the mistakes for you so they're very clearly visible, and then we're going to move on to the gameplay itself and try to fix those mistakes in practice, okay?
Sounds great. Yep.
So you're playing Sigma here, or
I think I started out on Sigma. I don't remember. I think I made a couple of swaps this game, if I'm being completely honest.
Okay. Do you have a Zarya one? Because I'd like to actually work on your Zarya.
Sure. Let me pull and see what I got. I probably do.
First thing in this coaching session, stick to one character for the most part, right? Try to avoid swapping in the middle. You lose, you're getting destroyed. The answer is not let's swap to make things easier so I can win the game. Or rather, like, let me use my head to figure out how I'm getting destroyed. Let me see how I can get destroyed less. What adjustments do I need to make? Oh, shit, it's hard. Well, let's try to make it work because it's a really good learning opportunity.
I've dug back a little bit, and I think the only one I've got a game where I majority play, like 85% of it was Zarya, and it was a loss. I think that's probably going to be my best one.
But you see, the fact that it took you so long to find a game from start to finish, you play one character is a very, very big problem.
That's fair enough. Yeah, no, I think that's a very good point.
Let me ask you a very basic question. Do you care about the comp that you're running?
No.
Good answer. You shouldn't care. Doesn't really matter what. It doesn't matter what you guys are playing. It's just that it's just gonna in your head, what should really matter is like how you play fundamentally in the basics. There's really no difference if you had an Echo or a Pharaoh or a Tracer. You see them like engaging from an off angle in danger, you just bubble them, right? It makes no difference what character. Somebody's in danger, you bubble them. You're in danger, you bubble yourself, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's no sound. Let me put the sound on.
Oh, I was wondering about that. I thought maybe it was me.
Yeah, usually replays have louder sounds, so let me make sure that it's not super loud. But it's okay.
That seems pretty reasonable, yeah.
So how do you think you carry, Zarya?
An immense amount of damage.
Yeah, short answer, yes. Good kill on the Hanzo. Very good kill.
Yeah, I got sidetracked here.
I'm assuming you're trying to bubble that, right?
Yep.
So from start to finish, let's start with the beginning of the fight. What do you think you could have done better?
Very beginning, I probably could have gone straight. As soon as the hazard was on high ground, I don't know why I kept shooting up there. Because realistically, I'm not going to hit him.
There was also a moment where you just completely hesitated. You stopped here when he was throwing that rock, that boulder at you. Like kind of paused for a second. You could have just like ran forward, just took the space. There was nothing stopping you, just literally walking over here and taking that corner. But
good point.
Outside of that, so you got a kill, great kill on, it was Hanzo, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Then you saw the hazard engaging your backline. You try to bubble, you realize, okay, it's out of my line of sight. What should have you done next?
Turn right back to his backline.
Yeah. So essentially, you got a kill, you got an advantage. What should you do when you have advantages? Yeah, I capitalize on these advantages. Figure out who can I kill next. Hanzo kill? Okay, boom, these guys. I promise you, Genji would have been dead. Maybe a Moira with the help of Echo, whatever. The least killable target is the hazard. Turning around to try to deal with the hazard, not a play. Basically, you had an opportunity to literally win the fight right now, and you didn't. Why? Because you're focusing the target that is not going to die instead of focusing the target that actually will die. What do you think about this play?
It was better. I mean, I'm shooting a Mercy, which takes out one of their supports, takes out their healing, and...
Right.
Yeah, I mean...
Let me ask you a question. When you did this... So yeah, now you're plat. Let's assume you're Masters for a second. What is the likelihood of you dying here?
Very high. I'm 140 HP.
140 HP? And you have bubble, but he used it. Against somebody who's good, he just breaks the bubble, he kills you. Now that specific situation didn't have a lot of damage, but a good hazard could kill you.
Yeah.
No, so it was very risky to push that advantage. I'm not saying it's a bad play. Circumstantially, it was okay. But at least you click W.
Moira's breaking my neck here.
So what are you doing right now here?
Just standing here.
Right. What should you do?
Probably move forward.
Yeah. And where did you default to moving?
With the team.
Why is that?
Oh, it's just a habit.
Exactly. It's a habit, but it makes it a big problem. Like in the future, will be a bigger problem when you try to like play with your team too much, because essentially you boil down your positioning to their positioning. And the problem with that is that these people don't know how to position. And what you're doing is you're mimicking the positioning of people who don't know how to position. So I'll tell you how I would play the fight. Instead of capping the point, right, what I would do is let them cap the point, already move forward here, send some right clicks, build my ult charge, maybe let them shoot at me a bit, build up my charge with a bubble, something like that. But essentially in my head, damage never stops. I always want to shoot. You said the way the Karen Zara is damaged, you're correct. So instead of sitting on the point, going to your team, I want to do damage. My team can play on my directions. They can play on my tempo, as people say. They follow me. I don't follow them. Why? Because, well, you have to say... I'll say this bluntly. In your head, you have to think they suck, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not that you, like, verbally let them know they suck, I'm better or anything like that.
Right.
But, like, in your head, you're like, they don't know what they're doing. I know what I'm doing, so I want them to play around me. Because even if you're wrong, and you could be wrong a lot of times, by the way, your teammates could position better than you, but at least there's a learning opportunity there. When you walk to your team and they're making a positioning mistake, you're like, oh, okay, what could have I done? I just followed somebody else's instructions. There's no self-accountability there. So you see, so what are you doing right now?
Standing here, trying to figure out where they're at.
What should you be doing?
I'm standing and holding space, doing damage.
Yeah, it's not even about holding space. You're holding space here, but the problem is that you're not doing damage. Doing damage here, you're gonna get a kill. Nobody can force a cooldown. Maybe she throws an nade. Maybe she throws a sleep. Maybe you can use a bubble and already get like 40, 50 charge before the fight begins. And then you start beaming. And then the next bubble is gonna be 100 charge. And then you have one bubble left that you can push with. right? It's about also cycling your cooldowns. But essentially, your bows down, I want to do damage. This was an okay bubble. Unfortunately, it didn't really work because he just put a boulder at a time. And I like how you're using the corner here. That's good. Okay, farm the bubble. That's good. What do you think about this?
I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you.
Okay, how do you think he could have gotten a little bit more value in this fight?
Probably once the hazard goes in, maybe I go past him, and because I mean, he's diving me, so if I just walk away from him, I can go towards his backline and do damage there.
Yeah, you're correct. I think there was a good opportunity for you to, when you see an Echo playing like this, by the way, it's almost an invitation to go forward. The reason being, what do you think logically? Hey, your Echo goes in. Why can I get away with clicking W more?
Because they're all looking at her.
Exactly. There's less people paying attention to me. Essentially here, if you click W, by the way, especially when you have a bubble full HP and double pocket, walk over here. I think you can kill them. You can kill Anna at least. Or you know what? If you don't kill her because Moira turns around to help, which is not very likely because you can see she's busy with the Echo, right? What ends up happening? She's using an aid, she's using a sleep, and now she has no cooldowns.
Right. And
you only used one bubble. You see somebody distracting for you. Okay, it's an invitation to go in. Assuming you have your cooldown, you have HP. Here they use abilities, they use bubble. Don't think you should have used bubble, but it's fine. Not a big deal. But here at this moment, you're focusing a full HP hazard that in a million years won't die. Instead, what you could have done, ignore him. Ignore him. Boom. Start playing around this corner, start beaming these people down. That's in short.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm not gonna like use these vague word tempo, not holding space, not doing this. I'm just gonna focus on very, very basic fundamental things that anyone can understand. Here, man, you just walked in, he bouldered you. Good play by him. I can say you should have not walked there, but in hindsight, it's just everyone is a genius in hindsight. It's not a big deal you dying here. Do you notice that you're taking 2 steps forward, you hesitate, you look back, and you're just kind of you have a lot of, you don't click W convincingly. You go, you look back, you destroy this, you reload, instead of just walk, just W, literally just walk W here. He shoots at you, great, bubble, feed me some charge, start being them around the corner. There's a lot of hesitation. Yeah,
that is one of my biggest issues right now. It's just being hesitant.
Here, this is you clicking W, great. But I have a question. You walk outside, right? Would you say this is a dangerous position for you?
I would say so. There's 4 of them looking at me, and I have no cover.
Yeah, it is a dangerous position for you. However, what helps you get away with that danger? What helps you with that?
The bubbles.
Exactly. So you have 2 bubbles. You can walk forward. You pop your bubble, right? And the question is, you pop your bubble. What should you do when you pop your bubbles?
Walk forward or move back.
Move forward or move back. Well, move back at one scenario. When should you move back?
When you're in danger of dying.
Exactly. Are you in danger of dying here?
I would say not. No.
No, absolutely not. You're almost full HP. You have a mercy pocket. I'm assuming there's also support behind you. No, just a mercy pocket. That's fine. So use a bubble. You can literally just walk more forward. Worst case scenario, somehow you take so much burst damage. Okay, you have another bubble. But what you should have done is push forward the bubble, try to beam them down, force them back, anchor here. But instead, use a bubble, but you start going back. Why? No reason. No reason. Now, they were going to win this fight regardless because of the blade, but you know what? Actually, if we talk this through, if you just went 3 steps forward and you start beaming them, you probably have grab here. In Nano Blades, you just grab him, and he's dead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you notice that they are the ones running your team over? It's like they dictate how you they dictate the pace of the fight. They're the ones engaging your team, and you're playing on the defensive all the time.
Yeah, now that you pointed out, that does make sense that way.
And why is that problematic? It's just you think about it, super simply.
No, they're going first. If they start the fight, they most likely will win the fight.
Sure, you can say that. They're also the one getting the value out of their cooldowns. They're also setting up way better. Their positioning is gonna be way more advantageous in the fight. And they're allowed to do so because there's literally 0 pressure. And there's 0 pressure is that you can always point out and say, yes, but I have an Echo and Soldier. Yeah, but in your mind, they suck. I should be the one doing the pressure.
Right, absolutely.
Which you haven't.
No, that's a good point.
And that's why they're running you over. So let's see what happens here. What do you think about this grab?
I don't hate it. I mean, she just used Coalescence. I've now forced her behind a corner. She's low.
Sure, but assuming you even win this fight, I mean, I don't hate it as well. It's just that there's no one to follow up, and all it would have taken to deny your grab is to put a boulder. But even if you get to 2 kills, you still don't grab the point because they still have 25 seconds left and they can re-engage the fight. Anyways,
I see. Okay.
just basically this grab doesn't win you the fight.
Right.
That's an indication of not so good grab. Is it bad? No.
But could it have been better? Is the question. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see you grabbed and then what? Did you cap the point? Did you actually win the fight? Maybe you win, but it's your team doing the killing there. You see, like, your grab didn't really contribute much because they were completely out of the fight. It's just your soldiers that killed 3 on point. That's all. What should you do now?
Take the space.
Specifically, can you point out where you should go?
Basically in front of where my soldier is, off to the right.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you should go. Where did you go? To the point, to my team. Like, you're defaulting into that. Do you notice?
Yeah, I knew.
Right. It's like you're defaulting. You're like, where's my team? I want to go there. In your mind, you should be like, let me go into the good position and my team will play there. And if my team doesn't play there, it's like, okay, I realize my team is not going to play here with me, so I should be ready to disengage. That's all. Most people, when they play in a correct position and their team don't follow up, what they do, go team, what are you doing? Why didn't you follow up on me? But like it's like trying to convince people to play around you. That's never going to happen. You know what you should do? Okay, they're not playing with me. It means that my good positioning, it's fine. It's not going to work for a long period, of time. Let me just disengage a little bit earlier. That's all. Essentially, it boils down to all you. See, you walked in front when in reality you could have just held the corner there easily. If you just hold here, if you don't walk to your team, you can farm your bubble here. You can farm your charge. You can do damage. You can block them here for extra maybe 5-10 seconds. Which, you know, time is the time on the clock is in your favor because you guys got the point. So what are you doing right now?
Nothing, essentially.
Yeah, nothing. What could have you done? That could have been super
Just
helpful.
stayed on that corner, honestly.
You see Hazard is going on the right, right? You see the Hazard is going on the right.
Sure.
Which means the big bad bully is not there to kind of push you out of this space. Okay, great. Let me hold it. You have 2 bubbles. You can easily fight here with 2 bubbles. They have nothing against you. They don't have enough damage. They don't have enough CC to do anything against you. Absolutely nothing. So here again, you make the same mistake. Notice you bubble, and then what do? You disengage. Use the bubble and disengage. Instead of I use my bubble, let me click W. And when I say use bubble and click W, I don't mean like run over here. I just
don't run it down.
Yeah, just go because it's also works in your favor to shoot the bubble. You want to build charge, which is another problem that if you notice that you are very low charge most of the time, and it's because you don't use your bubbles to actually build the charge. Use the bubbles to almost protect yourself. So the bubble should be used for 2 reasons. Number one, the basic one is to protect yourself when it's dangerous, right?
Right.
But when is it dangerous? Do you think it's dangerous when people are just setting up, walking from spawn, walking through chokes?
No, it's when you're actually in danger of dying. Like you're maybe half of your HP and you're looking at 2 or 3 of them. It might be worth using.
Right. And this, you're correct. And the second reason as to why you would like to use bubbles is to allow yourself to be more aggressive and extend more. It allows you to go forward into open spaces in front of enemies without being scared to die. I'd like to boil down this into 2 points that I'd like you to work on. This is what we're going to be working on mostly today. I'm not going to go into a bunch of stuff. Just going to work with you with 2 things that are going to change your gameplay. Number one, what we have noticed so far is that you just don't do enough damage. Why? Because you play too overly defensive. You let people have the space. They click W, you're not the one clicking W. Even when you use your bubbles, you're clicking S and not W. You know, you're playing a little bit too scared. And you not playing scared will usually, when you start making that shift, usually it will start with you feeding. But me feeding doesn't mean, okay, I died, I am feeding, let's go back into playing defensively. It's minor adjustment. I click W, I fed. Okay, let's click a little bit less W next time. A little bit, not by a lot, a little bit. Let's still push very aggressive, but not as aggressive, not 100%, 90%. I die again, okay, let's make another adjustment. Now 80%. Oh, 80% worked. That's as much as I can get away with. And the second thing is just your bubble usage. And I would like to be very specific. Before the fight, your first set of bubbles is used to get yourself charge. Why do you want to get yourself charge?
To do more damage.
To do more damage, and which will do what?
Allow you to press W more.
Which will do what?
Kill them.
Right, kill them. But let's say, like, you know, they have good positioning. You don't kill any damage them, right? You don't kill them. They use cover really well. What else are you going to do when you damage them? Outside of killing them and applying pressure.
Getting your ult up, correct?
Let's assume you have your ulti.
I mean, you're gonna force cooldowns. You're gonna force them out of position.
Correct.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
Force cooldowns. You force cooldowns. Okay, so in short, tank is a little bit fundamentally different than DPS and support. DPS and support are basically played the same a lot. They played absolutely the same. The difference between support and DPS is support just has extra responsibilities of healing. Tank is played way more fundamentally different. You have to play more patient. When you have to play more patient, what exactly do I mean? You have to play, and you heard it somewhere, cooldown cycles, but I don't want to use these big fancy words, so I'm gonna say it very simply. When enemies have no cooldowns and you have a cooldown, your likelihood of getting a kill significantly increases. When you do damage, you force cooldown. Let's assume you're standing here, you shoot, right? This guy, whatever. He gets low, Ana nades to protect him, he uses a roll. You have a bubble. Can you push with the bubble?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he's down to cooldown and I have a bubble available to keep me from
exactly. He has no means of running away from you. Gaming. He can't run away from you. He can't kill you because he has no cooldowns.
I'm tracking with you. Yeah, that makes sense.
You want to bait out their cooldowns with your damage and then use your cooldowns to capitalize off the fact that they don't have cooldowns. That's how you want to play with your bubbles. First set of bubbles, let me get my charge. Why do I want to get my charge? So I can damage them. Why? So I can actually force them to use cooldowns. And then they have no cooldowns and I have my bubble back. 1, 2, doesn't matter. Now I can play forward because they have no cooldowns. What is Ana gonna do to me? She has no nade, no sleep. I have a bubble. She's dead. And you already have the charge from before because you used it to cycle the cooldowns. And that will go really good hand in hand with you playing aggressive. Because you playing aggressive means you're probably going to have very high charge all the time.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So these are the two things that I'd like you to work on. So what are you going to be doing right now? You're going to log into the game. You're going to be playing yourself. For everyone, we got rid of the boring part of this. What reviews are boring. I'm going to be honest. When I was a pro, I hated them. I still did them because, well, it's very important to do. Sure. Understand the mistakes. Maybe it's not boring for you, but for most people it is.
No, I honestly, I don't understand. Like, I understand why you do them, right? But it is fundamentally very boring. That is very true.
So what are you going to be focusing on gaming?
Using my bubbles to get charge and then doing damage to force out cooldowns.
Right, so you use your first 2 bubbles before the fight begins to get your charge. And then when the team fight begins, you want to capitalize off the fact that they don't have cooldowns with your bubble. So basically, they have no cooldowns. I have my bubble. I play aggressive.
Makes sense.
And in general, number 2, what is the number 2?
To do damage and go forward.
Yeah, I would be very careful with the go forward part. It doesn't necessarily mean going forward. They try to look for damage all the time and don't be afraid to be more aggressive rather than defensive. Because if you die, at least you can ask yourself, why did I die? And then go off of that. When you play passive, it's very difficult to even learn what you should have done because there's so many options. Why did you die usually has one answer. Why did we lose the fight has many.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Are you nervous?
Nope.
If at any point in time you have any questions, something you'd like to bring up, I don't know, you can just say. But I would just wait until there's like pauses. So I'm gonna give you a kind of like what's gonna happen. The first fight, I want to let you play by yourself. I'm not going to chime in whatsoever. I want to see how you implement it by yourself, and then I'm going to help you a little bit. Okay?
Sounds great. Yeah.
Times it's going to be annoying because it's not comfortable when somebody's talking in your ear, but trust me, it's not about winning or losing here. It's about learning.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
Gaming, I have a question.
Yep.
There at that moment, do you think they had their cooldowns?
No.
Did you have your bubble?
Truthfully, I didn't look.
You did. You should have pressed forward that time. The first 2 bubbles were great. That's it. So now, when you don't, by the way, when you use the first 2 bubbles, so that's a mistake you made at the beginning. When you use the first 2 bubbles, of course they're going to be like, sorry, no bubbles and push, so you have to play a little bit more defensive. Why did you die here?
I stayed too long.
Exactly. So you used the bubble, and you were low HP, and you have no more bubbles, which means, what do?
Need to back up.
Exactly. Why? Because I have no cooldowns to protect myself, and they probably have theirs. So, no bubbles, defensive. Yes, bubbles, aggressive. Nice bubble. Nice, pretty good. No bubbles. Nice, good movement. Good movement around the cover. You kind of zoned yourself out a little bit there, but it's fine. You have a perk. Pretty good grab. Good grab. I like that grab, Gaming.
Thank you.
Use your bubble a little bit too late, but good kill. I like that you're being aggressive. Go, push into him. You have a bubble. Go, go.
Cannot hit right click right now.
You have no bubble now. You got getting a little bit too greedy. You know how you could have potentially killed him if you didn't right click. You wasted a bunch of ammo on the right click.
Got it. Okay.
But also good push, but you have to realize that you can't be greedy. As soon as you use your bubble and you don't have bubbles anymore, you can't keep pressing forward. You have to play more on defensive. If you didn't get the kill, that's okay. It's not a big deal. I didn't get a kill, whatever. Let's wait for the next cooldown cycle. Careful, careful. You're by yourself. Even with 2 bubbles, you're probably gonna die here. Okay. Good. A little bit too passive, but I like the fight. Held the corner, you kept beaming, kept doing damage, you apply pressure. Did you notice that when you were beaming more, what happened?
She used a cooldown, backed off.
Exactly, she used a cooldown, and then your Cassidy punished her for it. Get back to your team. There's no damage here. Nice bubble, really good bubble. No bubble. I like how you used the bubble there. It was really good. Try to get a kill on the Zen. Didn't work, but it's fine. You lost the fight because they use ultimates. I like how you try to kill the Zen, right? I like how you try to kill the Zen with the bubble. It's really nice. Didn't work, but it was really good.
It was an effort.
It's not every time that you make a good player, you're gonna get a kill, necessarily. Okay. Do you have an advantage?
Yeah, they're down 1.
Okay. Use your bubble a little bit late there, but it's okay. Already start doing damage in advance. Try to apply pressure, try to force their coolness before anything even happens. I'm gonna give you a tip here. Treasure's gonna pulse bomb. Be ready to save your bubble for it. For somebody else as well. Never mind, she's dead. No bubbles. Advantage. And you have a bubble. Solid push, really good. Solid push, really good. After you killed Cassidy, did you notice that you took 2 steps back?
Yep, I did.
No reason, because there's no one to kill you. No bubbles. Don't be scared, don't be scared, don't be scared. Play more aggressive. Good target, really nice. Nice. Really good. That was a really good fight, game. That was a good fight. Love the aggression. Force recall, right?
Yep.
Great. Don't be greedy. Get it back. Get back. So here, it was nice. That's exactly how much you could get away with.
That was like right at the moment, yep.
Yeah, but apply pressure. You have bubbles, they're low. You have advantage. Go. Yeah, leave him alone. Who cares about him? Let him be somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Who cares? Good disengage.
Yeah, it was greedy.
I know why you did it. I like it. It was not a right grab because it's like a desperate move before you die, but your team was there to kill us, so that situation was good, but generally speaking, it should make a desperate move. I'm dying, let me grab. Like a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you're backing out when you have 2 bubbles? What was the problem here?
I stayed after I used both bubbles.
Yeah, but you also kind of overextended. So the hazard jumped on your back line. I'm not saying that you should have protected from hazard, but usually when he uses a cooldown, right, and you don't have charge, you don't have enough damage to deal with it. So what you should do is, okay, they use cooldowns. Let me defend myself against those cooldowns and capitalize with mine. Basically, when they use cooldowns, you don't want to press forward. You want to kite back. Like now. They use coalescence, you kite, you wait. Let them use the cooldowns, and now you can re-engage with your bubble. Go. That's too far away now.
Yeah.
But you see, they use coalescence, all we have to do is back out. You have no bubble, which means... you have advantage, let's push. What do you think about this fight, Gammy?
I was not in it.
Yeah, you weren't in it. You weren't doing damage. Your bubbles didn't really get any value because you used them on people that were not really in danger. What should you be doing right now?
Looking to farm up some charge.
Absolutely. Yeah, go, 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 go. Oh, no. Okay. Nice. Go, kill this guy. Or... nice. Solid. Next guy. You got him. You almost killed yourself with that right click, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You paused the shot. Let me click tab again for everyone to see. 26, 5, 10k damage in 10 minutes. What do you think about the game?
I felt a lot better, without a doubt.
Way better. That was as smooth as that was as smooth as I expected you to play. You know?
Sure, I appreciate that.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
I was pretty proud of that one. Yeah.
I told you what to do. I gave you feedback. Boom, you just applied. Was it smooth? Was it the best ever? No, but it was really good.
Yeah, I think it went pretty good.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely made mistakes, but that's the thing. I made mistakes and can learn from them rather than not ever making them in the first place. So. Yeah,
but do you notice what we just did? We just went over 2 simple fundamental things that you just had to implement. I didn't go over every single thing that you have to do on Zarya. Not like we just went over how do you want to use your bubbles in the very simple, like in the most simple way possible. It's so simple that you might think, is he actually like, does he think that I'm dumb? Is he what he's like talking like that?
No.
but it really isn't, you know? I keep it simple because the game is simple when you boil it down to very fundamental low piece. And these things are what makes 95% of the game. These fundamental basic concepts. If you can do them well, that's what will get you to champion. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
The 95% will get you to champion. What will get you from champion 5 to champion 3 into actually being rank 1 is the other 5%, the little nuances here and there.
Right.
You know?
Sure.
I should have jumped to the top right with the Zarya instead of the top left. I should have targeted, like, at that specific moment in overtime, I should have shot the D.Va. You know, these little stuff.
Right. At that point, those nuances matter. Up until then, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get preoccupied with little nuances when they are in plat, diamond, even GM. You don't even have to worry about these things.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So, what did you learn today?
Just learn to be more aggressive when you have an advantage and just stop being passive when you have those advantages. Because there was a couple times where you caught that habit of me walking back with 2 bubbles or high charge and 1 bubble and I'm still walking back. And when, it was pointed out, it was like, and it started to click, I think, a little bit more over the next little bit as I noticed that habit. When we pointed it out from the VOD, we implemented it in the gameplay. I feel like that's really the part that resonated with me the most.
And the crazy part, it was just 1 game.
Yeah.
All it took is 1 game for you to be laser focused on the low things that you have to work on. The 2 things, the two basic things that you have to work on to just put a performance like that. And I'm gonna be honest, you carried that match, by the way.
That felt good.
Did you play a fight here and there not so great and your team clutch? Sure. But for the most part, you were the one in charge of the fight. You were the guy dominating the lobby. You had the second most kills. You had the I think second most damage maybe. Can I see your Zarya stats really quick? Yeah. Pretty good performance.
Thanks.
Your damage, by the way, your damage overall can be a lot higher. 10k damage is not bad by any means, but it can be higher, especially when you're playing against people who just have really poor positioning.
Right. Right, because by nature of that, you can, as long as your charge is up, you can really get them too. So.
Yeah, but the damage is gonna naturally increase when you stop defaulting to walking with your team when the fight is over, or like going to the point where the fight is over. But I already think, okay, fight is over. Let me go. Right clicks. Let me go shoot them up a bit. Let me charge my with my bubbles, charge myself my bubbles. And also, when you start utilizing your bubbles to charge yourself before the fight begins, naturally gonna have more damage. It's because you are maintaining high charge in the fights. Is there something you'd like to ask? What questions do you have?
No, I think honestly, just implementing these things alone will push me much further than I am right now. You're certainly not the first person to point out the passivity problem, where I just sit AFK, or I don't push an advantage, or whatever. That whole classification that we just went through in much simpler terms. But that, I think, is in and of itself is going to change things quite a bit. The other thing too, so I should ask this question in regard to one-tricking, because I've honestly been a pretty big advocate for it until hero bans myself. And the hero bans obviously shift a lot. At maximum, they can ban 2 tanks. And the likelihood and the odds are not high that, if I say that I'm going to play Zarya and D.Va as my secondary, that it's not likely that the 2 bans they happen to get that game are Zarya and D.Va. But you just, do you just kind of wing it for those games in your mind? Like try your best with a different tank kind of thing and then move on?
Yeah. So the likelihood of Zarya ban, maybe high, maybe not, doesn't matter. You try to play Zarya. Okay, that doesn't work out. I'm going to my secondary D.Va. They banned it as well. Whatever, I'll just play something. But that doesn't happen very often. It's not going to be a big part of the learning anyways.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, they banned 2 my characters. Let me try to win the game here. And that's it. Move on to the next where I can play Zarya.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of what I was thinking too. I've probably overcomplicated that in my mind. So yeah, I definitely will work on that. Any suggestions on a secondary hero would be my final question. Zarya to matter.
Whatever you like.
Yeah.
What I'm definitely asking you not to. You see map high grounds, don't be like, oh, I need to play D.Va. No, fuck it. I'm gonna play Ramattra. I'm gonna play Zarya. Yes, they suck. They suck more than D.Va at these maps. They're gonna be a lot harder. But the basic question that I can ask you. So Zarya is hard on Gibraltar, and you will lose because you play Zarya. And if you play D.Va, you might have won. The basic question, if you took the rank 1 tank right now to play instead of you, would he be able to win the game?
I would say they probably, if they 100%. Rank 1 tank right now, put him on watch point with Zarya, they can win it, sure.
Exactly. People are like, yeah, but I'm not the rank 1 tank. But that's not the point. The point is that in order for you to be better, just like the rank 1 tank, is not to be like, oh my god, it's a high ground map, I need to play D.Va because Zarya is not good in high ground map. No, you play Zarya, say, fuck it, we bowl.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We just, I lose, doesn't matter. I'm trying to improve. I don't care. You shouldn't care about winning and losing. You should care about improving.
Yeah. Yep. That's something I'm working on.
People who play to win, they don't improve. It sounds kind of like counterintuitive, but it's the truth. When you play to improve, you have an understanding that you're gonna suck for a bit, and it's gonna be tough. And you're gonna lose a bunch of games because you're being stubborn. But it's for your learning ability. It's for your improvement. But once you improve, all of a sudden you start winning way more. Improving is a good strategy for the long term to win. Winning is the most horrible strategy you can think of to improve, and by extension, not to win in the future.
Yeah, it's a horrible cycle. Why don't you duo with your wife? Oh, I do. That's why we have 3 kids.